Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So I do want to keep on sharing some of the tips and things that I've developed over the last 2 years of me working as a controls engineer. So one of them is this idea of a commissioning bit. Now, what I found in looking at older systems for my workplace, so when I go to an existing factory for a system that we've done, there's always like some invisible button somewhere that you can press that does something, or there's like some engine, some screen called engineer, which just has a whole bunch of weird looking stuff that doesn't quite fit the rest of the layout of the screen. So if you look here, I've got this top menu along the top here, which is all just like nicely organized. And you click this engineer button, and it's just random stuff with random text all over the place. And then what I figured out eventually, and usually the customer or the operator at this point, if the machine's been there 10 years, 4 years, they realize, oh, if I click this button, it logs me in. So I'll give you an example here. If I click the R button, or the R part of the oil gear logo, it logs me out. And if I click the O button, it logs me back in. Now, that's not something that should exist. You should be logging in and out, right, via the proper username and password. So what's happened here is it's a bit laggy. Yeah, so what happened is my boss and my colleague, they got tired of clicking the login button, typing in our full login, which is a decently long username and then a decently long password, and they're doing this on the panel in the pump room. And so I've got it set so that once you log in, it'll log you back out in half an hour. So that way, if you've gone into do maintenance, you've logged in, you've done something, you walk away, then it logs you back out. I don't want to leave it logged in forever, right? So what they did is they then put an invisible button here, which as I hover over it, you can see it highlights. An invisible button here to just say, push that username and password into the login. So you get logged in as the highest security level, and then again, logged out. Now, they did this whilst I was off site. I got back on site and I was like, what the hell are these guys doing? Like, that is so dangerous. And then I immediately flashed back to all the other systems I've seen with all these invisible buttons somewhere. So now essentially anybody at any time can just walk in, click that button, and now they have full access to the entire system, which, yeah, is just insane. So what I did at that point then is I said, how can I stop all these things from happening? And then I just randomly came up with this idea of a commissioning bit. So if I show you here into your portal, I'll go online. What I'm doing is I'm reading the system time of the PLC. So today it's the 3rd of June, 2024. And then I'm just comparing it to a constant. So what happened is, okay, well, I'll read this bit of code here to you first. So I'm reading the system time, which is the 3rd of June, 2024. And I'm comparing it to a system constant, which I've set as the 1st of August, 2024. And then once the system time is greater than this constant time, then commissioning is done, meaning that bit turns true. So then I've now got it so that when that bit turns true, then this button and this button, the visibility of it is turned off and the operator enabled control is turned off. So I've just linked these two buttons to visibility, and I've linked that commissioning bit tag, commissioning done. I've linked that to the visibility of that button and the operator control, which means that that button will both disappear and you won't be able to click it. So you won't have any control over it. And I've done the same thing for this engineering screen here. So there used to be like a Tellox bypass that gets that I deleted that manually myself. I remember to, but this which is like in order to force a control change, that disappears. This control of this valve, that disappears. This simulating these faults on the transformers, they both disappear and you lose control. Even on this setup screen here, there's this bit here that I've added just so I can control a valve whilst the bridge is going down, and I've also got that linked to the commissioning bit. So all of that gets disappeared once commissioning is done. And what was interesting today is one of my colleagues, he rang me today and he said, oh, I can't log in. And I thought, huh, what are you talking about? And back in February, I set this constant to the 1st of June. So I left site on Friday, which was the 31st of May. And then he's come in today, this morning, and gone, Ahmed, I'm clicking the O button. Nothing's happening. It's actually taking him to an about, an about page. And I'm like, huh? What's he talking about? And then I realized, since it was the 1st of June, my commissioning bit commissioning done flag turned true, and therefore he wasn't able to log in anymore using the cheat way. So I've just extended that now because it looks like we'll be commissioning till the end of July, I guess. So now, once it comes to the 1st of August, all that stuff on the screen disappears. And I just thought this is a really good idea, so that when you are commissioning, there are going to be things that you're just going to chuck on the screen because you want control of this. So you know, for example, I made these testing trend screens, but it's not particularly useful or readable to the operator. So in the end, I'm going to get rid of it. And so what will happen is this button here will disappear on the 1st of August. So yeah, I just thought, you know, that's a decent safety feature that really it would have been good if my company had implemented that years ago. Because I mean, you've been able to read the clock time of the PLC forever, right? So let me know if there's any pitfalls to this. Really, I mean, obviously, if the operator knows about it, maybe they could change the time on the PLC. But you know, again, the whole point of this is that you'll be done commissioning, and the operator will never know that that O button or R button or any of the other stuff existed. So yeah, cool. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.